Hi guys, today we're gonna talk about 6 steps how to close a truck driver from somebody who applied to somebody who sits in a truck in a perfect company. We're gonna talk about 6 steps how to do it, what are the pros and cons, and how to avoid every single obstacle and get the drivers to the end. And on top of that, I'm gonna show you a 7th step that will print money on demand for every drivers you closed. It's highly secret for majority of people, but we're gonna show in this video how to process truck drivers. And who am I so you can listen how to process truck drivers? My name is Samir. I spent more than $4.5 million generating leads for trucking companies in the name of my clients, and I train more than 100 recruiters how to do their job. Right now I'm teaching truck drivers how to stop driving a truck or make $2,000 to $3,000 extra while driving a truck, doing truck driving recruiting using our software, Get Drivers AI. So if you're interested to make 2 to 3K, you're somebody in trucking, you wanna switch your job or work remotely, check us out. Let's start. The first step is lead. Somebody raise a hand and say, hi, I wanna drive for your company, but I'm not sure if we are the right fit. Usually how the lead goes, they leave a name, they left an email, and maybe some questions that we ask in our form. Usually this lead comes from Facebook, Instagram, Indeed. We're gonna talk in another video, so check video about price per lead and intent per lead. But right now we assume that somebody raised the hand, or we have somebody in our database that wanted to drive for our company and we are reaching out for him right now. First step is of course to generate information from a driver that we're gonna try to place in our company if he is the right fit. Of course, we are coming to talk to the driver. Even though we have information, it doesn't mean that drivers are waiting whole day to talk to us. They have a pickup, delivery, they have life problems, they have wife problems. So basically, we need to get inside how to talk to driver. Lead is just what we have on paper, but talking to the drivers actually get that spark and make us seeing if he is the right fit for us or not. Maybe he is the right fit on a paper, but it's not the right situation for him to switch the company because he likes it, or maybe he cannot. So let's dive into it. So first thing is we have a cold outreach and then we have a warm outreach. Of course, when we are doing cold call, our goal is not to look as a cold call. We just try to be chilled. I don't make a big difference between warm and a cold call. Of course, on a cold, I say, hey John, Sammy's here, what's up? And then he says, who is it? I say, Sammy's here. I just don't believe you didn't say my number. We talked a couple months ago and about your hiring with our company. What's up? That's it. That's literally the script that I'm using, because I'm not trying to sound like a recruiting agency. I'm not trying to sound like a recruiter. I'm just trying to look like somebody who wanna get back to you to see if everything is cool. Same thing with the warm. I said, hi John, Sam is here. I see you applied through Facebook. What made you apply through our ad? There's 2 questions that I always ask the drivers. It doesn't matter if they are cold or warm. I made what made them apply if it's warm, or what made them listen to our offer if it's cold, and then what they want to avoid. So we have wishes and then we have fears. If we figure out the right way to get people get their wishes but stop them from something bad that they have in their own company they're working right now or they're working in the past, we are getting the drivers closed for our company. As those 2 questions, I never ask why, because why have a negative emotions. Ask what made you switch a company, what made apply for our ad, what you want to avoid, etc. So you'll get pretty idea if you're a truck driving recruiter where to place that driver in what company, because if he said what he want to avoid and what he want to get, you can probably, if you have 10 company or 15 that you work with, you'll be able, he is the right for ABC truck. Wishes plus problems equal solutions. So if we can fulfill his wishes, if we can fix his problems, he is the perfect fit. If not, just don't lose your and his time. Say, brother, unfortunately, I cannot help you, but is it okay to reach out to you if I have something cool? He will of course say yes, but never forget to send him a text thanking him. So in a month or 2 or 3, when you do reach out to a company that can help him, so you just can text him again and he see the threat for a month or 2 ago. So never waste a driver talking to you time, not to plant a seed for the future, hopefully future hire. So After that, figuring out where is he with wishes and the promises, next step is to find a company for him. So when you find a company, let's say ABC Trucking is the perfect for him, we have of course two things. You send that driver to ABC Trucking company, and if we have two choices. First thing, he have a bad record, they cannot approve him, or second thing, they approve him, but let's say he have a dog, they don't hire with dogs. So something that we missed out to ask, and then we send that driver to another company to make sure that driver is set, if of course we can. The one important thing is never send one driver to multiple companies, because that is first of all really bad reputation. Second of all, if the drivers got approved in multiple companies, you will have an issue, and the third, because they will have multiple recruiters calling him to say they're approved. So send to one company that you know that he is the best choice. If they don't approve him, you call back the driver as you are his manager and say, brother, this company cannot approve you because ABC, but I do have other company that I can send you through. Do you mind filling out these papers? They'll usually say no. They usually say yes, but if they say no, you just say, okay, I tried to help you. May I call you again if something changed? Usually they say yes, and then you move forward. If they are approved, then we go to the next step, arrange the drug test. If somebody is approved, the next step is a drug test. If somebody is not approved, we see why. If it's a bad record, usually we cannot hire him in other companies, but if it's a good record, but something, he wants to be more home, or he doesn't want to drive Kenworth, he wants Peterbilt, then we send him to another company that fits his needs. And again, never send one driver to multiple companies, because it may seem like a cool trick, but usually on a longer term, and especially with the companies, it doesn't turn out well. So after that, you arrange the drug test. You need to prepare a truck driver. When they do a drug test, it can take 24 to 48 hours. Sometimes I was waiting even 72 hours. So when you arrange the drug test, driver do a drug test, don't just left him, because it doesn't matter if you want to do a drug test, he's still kind of searching for a job. That's not stopping him for searching for better opportunities. So in this period of 24, 48, 72 months, call him once or twice a day, check with safety department of the company, because what can also happen is they got approved, their test is negative, but trucking company just forget to tell you. So you need to be on top of it. So between the driver and safety, you need to call them all the time. So, and then the next step, the guy is negative, arrange transit. Usually company drivers have somebody pay for their tickets, or they're paying for themselves. This is the really huge component when you are negotiating with a trucking company to see, are they paying for tickets? They're not paying for tickets. Can they pay you or rent a car? What is the rebate? If let's say you're paying the ticket, we're gonna pay for that in 30 days or 14 days or from the first check. That is the really important thing, because if the drivers pay for their ticket and then they need to wait 3 months for them to get that $200, $300 back, they will not be happy. This is something that you really need to ask before you even send the driver to a drug test, because you're gonna lose a lot of time and energy. So check out about the transit with the company, and make sure even in SMS to let the drivers know, okay, you're paying the transportation to Chicago or Ohio, it doesn't matter, but we're gonna rebate you from the first check. Is that okay? Yes. After you arrange, there is also orientation. In all of these steps, you need to make sure that you talk to drivers. It's not like you're gonna leave it to a company. You as a recruiter need to make sure where is your driver. You don't want company to call you and say, hey, I tried to reach out John, he's supposed to be in Chicago at 2, where he is, and you say, I don't know. So your goal is to walk through the whole process and pipeline. After he go to orientation, it's not done. Driver is closed only when he picks up the first load, not even then. So if you collect the money, usually what we do and how I teach for us to set up this system is for you to collect money after the first load and after 14 days from the first load, and do it quickly, because it happened more couple of times already that somebody come to orientation, sit inside the truck, and then tomorrow when people from company jump and see, okay, we can send you on the road, the guys are not there. So if they didn't pick up the first load, never count the money that's not yours. They need to pick up the first load, because it can happen that somebody during the night gave drivers better offer and they just disappeared. It happened a couple of times, and if you're doing this long enough, it will happen to you. So orientation is not where you get the money. First load is where you get the money. Usually I teach all of my members how to structure their payment and how to structure their deals. Usually truck drivers are paid between $1,000 and $1,500 for the ones who doesn't know, so never accept $600, etc. Teams are around $2,000 to $3,000 right now, same as owners, but when it's a good market, owner operators and teams goes between 3 and 5K, and company drivers are paying 2K per close. So when it's a good market, it's also good for recruiting. And after 2 weeks, you get a second cash. You call driver to confirm that he is happy. Now we go through all 6 steps, and now we are going to step number 7 is if the drivers are happy, your first thing you do is, if he is not happy, you call a company and let them know that the driver is not happy so they can keep him. Your goal, your client is a trucking company, your goods and products is a truck driver, and you as a mediator needs to find truck driver the best placement that he can get at a certain point. And because you are talking to multiple companies, your goal is like to be a Tinder and just say, okay, this guy is a match for this company, this guy is a match for this company. So your goal is to pair and match, because that's the only way how we get paid. If we do bad pair and match, we will not get paid. Trucking companies will be mad at us, driver will be mad at us, and definitely driver will not send you a referral, and trucking company will not send you a referral or be able to rely on you if they want to buy more drivers. So in that case, we're gonna talk about the 7th step that everybody is forgetting: referral. If the driver said yes, you ask them for referral. The best way to get the truck driver, the best way to get any type of products is word to mouth. Marketing, tier 3, but referral is tier 10. They have trust in you. Even if you send them to another company, they will not have a problem with it, because you say, I'm adjusting to your driving style. I know I hired Jason, but Paul, you don't drive same as Jason. I have a better company for you that will fit your style. And then basically you set up a link of people referring you to another driver. That's how company were growing 10 years ago. Just a referral, couple ads, and that's it. And you as a truck driving recruiting agency, your goal is to grow. So your best grow will be a referral, so you don't need to spend money on ads, convince somebody, go through the whole hurdles and whole 6 steps. You literally, when you get a referral, you go right away to a drug test. You skip the red part. So usually what happened in our community, we did have Danielle that also getting the referrals. And of course, she get a referral from a referral. So after you're doing this for a year and you're doing a good job in placing the right guys in the right companies, you will not have a problem to get referral after referral, and that is basically free cash. Majority of those drivers are pre-qualified and they're certain hire. That's the most important thing. So usually you don't lose them in the whole process. So this is the 7th step: hire. You first get the lead, warm or cold. Then you talk to driver, then you find the company. This is the red zone, because still driver are not sure should they go with you or not. They are still building the trust and see if you can send the right thing for them. Then after approval, we are getting to yellow zone, where we want to make sure that the drivers are basically approved for that company, and now we just need to make sure that the driver is on the board, that he is not receiving other messages and other offers. Schedule a drug test, schedule a transit. Of course, get in touch with your drivers. On drug test, it can take even 72 hours, so make sure. A lot of drivers are lost in this period when they have 2-3 days to wait for their test. They are still searching again. And then when we get to the green zone, it's not 100% green, but it is green. Orientation, when somebody are inside the company, then failure goes to 3 to 4%. Hired, paid, and then we have something that is above the funnel, or on the other side, that's step number 7, when it makes the most amount of money for least amount of effort, is referral. If you do all of this right, referral is inevitable. If you like this video, if it helps you go through the whole hurdles and help you prepare your day and what is going to expect you in the hiring process of a truck driver, subscribe and like this video or share it to a friend. If you're a truck driver, of course, that want to start and make money from recruiting a truck driver while driving, click this video, apply to our website, and see you soon.